This is how ransom actually gets in. Not randomly, not magically. It follows a pattern. And once you understand the pattern, you start seeing the attack before it even happens. Most people think ransom just appear out of nowhere, but it does not. It enters step by step. And in this video, I'm going to break that down for you so you can recognize it and stop it early. It never starts with ransomware. No locked files, no ransom note, nothing obvious. It starts small. A simple click, an email link, a file that looks harmless, or something even quieter, an unpatched system, a reused password. And while everything looks normal, the attacker is already inside, moving, exploring, staying hidden. And that's the scary part. Most breaches go undetected for weeks. By the time you notice, they are already deep inside your system. Stage 1, Initial Access. The attacker needs a way in, and in most cases, it's surprisingly simple. Phishing, a convincing email that looks completely legitimate. One click, that's all it takes. Or an exploited vulnerability, an unpatched system, an exposed service, or even an open RDP port. That becomes a direct doorway into your environment. And once they are in, the real attack begins. Stage 2, First step inside. Once the attacker is in, they don't rush, they slow down. They establish a foothold, a small, persistent presence. Designed to stay hidden, they start with reconnaissance, scanning the environment, understanding the network, looking for high value targets. Then comes persistence. They install backdoors, so even if you remove them, they can come back. And all the while, they stay quiet. They operate below direction, avoiding alerts, blending in with the normal activity. Because the longer they stay hidden, the more control they gain. Stage 3 is lateral movement. Now that the attacker has a foothold, they don't stay in one place. They spread, quietly moving from machine to machine, from account to account. They use what they already have: stolen credentials, trusted tools, techniques that look normal, nothing noisy, nothing obvious. They move across the network to critical systems, email servers, file servers, domain controllers, and even backup. They are not just exploring, they are preparing. They are making sure that when the attack finally hits, it hits everything. And this stage can last days or even weeks. By the time you notice, they already own your network. Stage 4 is privilege escalation. This is where everything changes. The attacker is no longer just inside, they are gaining control. The goal is admin level access or even domain level control. And once they have that, they can do almost anything. They start with credential theft, pulling passwords, extracting hashes right from memory, then permission abuse. They exploit weak configurations, overprivileged accounts, misconfigured access controls, and finally, domain dominance. They take control of Active Directory, the brain of your entire network. At this point, they are not just inside, they are in charge. Stage 5 is payload delivery. This is the point of no return. Everything up to now was preparation, but this is execution. The ransomware payload is deployed across the environment, not on one machine, not in one place, everywhere. It's staged, unpacked, and executed across multiple systems. At the time and before you can react, they destroy your backups. They remove your safety net. In minutes, thousands of files encrypted. And just like that, your organization is locked out. And before encrypted, you don't see it coming, you feel it. Stage 6 is encryption. This is where it all becomes real. Files are locked, systems are unusable, operations stop. A ransomware note appears, a demand, pay or lose everything. The average ransom demand, millions, and even if you pay, there are no guarantees. Some organizations never fully recover, and most don't even realize they breached for weeks. This isn't just an attack, it's a shutdown, and by the time you see it, it's already too late. Attackers don't just take your data, they take your time, your money, your trust. This is where ransomware hits the hardest, not just your systems, your business. Ransomware does not just lock files, it stops everything. Operations, sales, customer service all come to a halt. Operational paralysis, teams cannot work, systems are down, revenue stops, and then data exposure. Attackers don't just encrypt your data, they steal it, and if you don't pay, they leak it. And finally, regulatory and legal impact. Compliance violations, fines, lawsuits. This is not just an IT problem, it's a business crisis. And every hour it's down, the damage grows. This is why ransomware is not just a cyber attack, it's a business shutdown. So, how do you stop this? You don't need to be perfect, but you do need the right controls. These are your three pillars of defense. First, awareness. Most attackers don't break in, they trick people. So, train your users to recognize phishing, suspicious behavior, because your people are your first firewall. Second, patching. Most attacks exploit known vulnerabilities. Fix them early, and you remove the attacker's easiest path. And third, multi-factor authentication. This is one of the most effective controls. It blocks the majority of credential-based attacks. You can't stop every attack, but you can make it exponentially harder. And that changes everything. If you understand the attack, you can stop it before it starts.